Hello guys, what is going on? I'm Nozda and welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Justice League issue 5, and this issue sort of like answered all my problems with the previous issue. Now, what it did is it decided, you know what, I'm gonna explain what's happening. Because for me, right, I did get a comment, sort of like a malicious comment talking about like how I should know everything before I go into an issue or before I go into a series. And I feel like the less I know, the more it's just like this is like a comment on the writing of the series. Like it's not very new reader friendly, which is a huge part of comics. The reason why they reboot to issue 1 is not just to get old people reading it again, but to get new people entirely to comics reading it again. Because imagine seeing like issue 34 on the shelves and someone who's wanting to get into comics goes up to it and goes, I can't start issue 34, you know? So they want to start issue 1, and when issue 1 is just as confusing as issue 34, you know, it's not great. This issue though, it was really good because the way it did it showed the perspective of Lex Luthor, who has been like this sort of, he's been in it and he's been the big bad, but he's not really been in it. We haven't had much explaining. We just had him walking around doing bad things, and we know he's involved in whatever's happening, but we don't know why, other than he's evil, and we don't know how. But this issue explained that completely, and I'm very happy that it did. Something which was really interesting actually is when they were talking to Grodd. He talked about. Well, no, it wasn't. It was after he talked to Grodd. He said that there was 7 forces. There were 7 forces for the 7 people in the Legion of Doom. I thought there was just 3. There's the Sage Force, there's the Still Force, and the Speed Force. Unless there's another one which I can't remember. I can't remember whether there's 2 new forces introduced or 3. But either way, there wasn't 7 in total. So I don't know what those are going to be. I don't know whether they're going to be explained in the Flash issues coming up, because I read an article on, I think it was Comic Book Resources, where I don't know whether that's the Twitter or the website. It's either comicbook.com or comicbookresources.com. I'm not too sure. I know the website. I know that Twitter, sorry, is Comic Book Resources. But I read that from issue 52 to 57 in the Flash is when they're going to explore the new forces that have been introduced. I don't know whether that's just going to be the Sage Force or the Still Force, or not. I don't. Or like these new forces that are introduced. It would make sense for them to at least call them by name in this if they were going to explore it in the Flash. But who knows? Other than that, there was some really cool character moments. Like the Joker had some really interesting points in this. I mean, like he's just the Joker. He's always going to be insane. But I feel like his character was pretty interesting in this, especially his future character. He seemed to be a lot more like steady, because these are obviously like versions, descendants even of the characters that we see now. Because obviously they're dead. Because like this, it doesn't actually say when they arrive. I don't think what the actual date is, but it is around like 3000 AD. That's what it is, and it's 1,000 years later, because they did mention by number how long it would take for the technology to be enforced where Lex was going to try and find it, and it'll be around about 1,000 years. So you imagine it's around like the year 3000, something like that. So obviously all the previous characters are dead. So like there's a version of Joker for some reason, and I would assume that's just like a descendant or something like that. But yeah, not really much else to talk about. There wasn't anything to do with the Justice in this one. There was a really cool panel of Cyborg right before the issue, which was pretty. I just really like the art in that one. That's all I got to say about that. And I'm really glad this issue took place. Really glad, because otherwise I would still be lost and I would be like, why am I still reading this? You know. Anyway, that's gonna be it for now, guys. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all good stuff. I've been Nelson, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye.